Understanding Your Right to Vote.
A comprehensive guide.
Introduction to Voting Rights.
Voting is a fundamental right in a democracy. Every eligible citizen has the right to participate. Understanding the process empowers informed decision-making. This guide will cover registration, timing, and decision-making.
Voter eligibility requirements.
Must be 18 years or older. U.S. citizen. Meet state residency requirements. Not be disqualified by law. Registration deadlines vary by state. Voter pre-registration information. Vote America. www.voteamerica.org.
In California.
To register in California, you must be a citizen of the United States, be a resident of California, be 18 years old by Election Day. You may pre-register if you are 16. Not be imprisoned or on parole for the conviction of a felony. Not currently be judged mentally incompetent by a court of law.
Vote America.
Voter pre-registration rules. You can register to vote before you turn 18 in every state except for North Dakota. This is sometimes called pre-registration, and the rules vary by state. In about half the states, you can register to vote as soon as you reach a certain age, such as 16 or 17. In the other states, you can register to vote when you're 17, as long as you will be 18 by the next general election. Your registration will be marked as pending and will be automatically activated on your 18th birthday.
VoteAmerica.org.
Pre-registration available at 16 years old.
Why you need to register to vote.
All right, so here's the deal. Just like how you need a driver's license to drive legally, you need to be registered to vote in order to have a say in the election. But here's the catch. You can't just show up and vote whenever you feel like it. There are deadlines to hit, and if you miss them, you're out of luck for that election. In California, these are the important voter registration deadlines. Online, you need to be registered 15 days before Election Day. By mail, your registration must be postmarked by 15 days before Election Day. In person, you can register on Election Day itself with same-day registration. So, just like how you wouldn't show up for your driving test without studying, don't wait until the last minute to register. It's your chance to make your voice heard, and trust me, it's important.
When to register to vote.
Register as soon as eligible. Check registration deadlines for your state. Update registration when moving. Verify registration status regularly. Plan ahead for primary and general elections.
How to register to vote.
Online registration through state election websites. In person at DMV or election offices. By mail using National Voter Registration Application. Through voter registration drives. Via state-specific registration methods.
How to register to vote online.
Okay, so if you've got a California driver's license, a California non-driver ID, or a social security number, you can register to vote online. It's super easy and quick, like signing up for a new app. If you don't have any of those things, no worries. There's a box you can check on the website to let them know, and you can still get registered. Here's how you do it. Visit the California Online Voter Registration site. Just Google it, you'll find it. Fill out all the required info. They'll ask for basic stuff like your name, address, and ID number. Wait for your voter registration card to come in the mail. It should arrive in 2 to 3 weeks. If it doesn't show up, give your local election office a call to make sure everything went through. Remember, the deadline to register online is 15 days before Election Day, so don't wait until the last minute.
Where to register to vote.
State election websites, county clerk offices, public libraries, Department of Motor Vehicles, military recruitment offices, government agencies providing public assistance. When to vote, primary elections, held before general elections. Dates vary by state, choose party candidates. May be open or closed primaries. Important for party nomination process.
When to vote, general elections.
Presidential, first Tuesday after November 1st. Congressional, every 2 years. State or local, varies by jurisdiction. Special elections as needed. Early voting options available.
Where to vote.
Assigned polling places, early voting locations, mail-in ballot options, absentee voting procedures, alternative voting sites,
Early voting and ballot drop-off locations.
Early voting allows eligible voters to cast their ballots before Election Day, giving them more flexibility to choose a time that works for their schedule. It typically takes place at designated locations, like polling places or election offices, and starts a few days or weeks prior to the official voting date. The exact rules and timeline for early voting vary by state, so it's worth checking local regulations. A drop off location is a secure site where voters can submit their completed mail in ballots instead of sending them through the Postal Service. These are often set up at official election offices or other approved venues, and some states even provide drop boxes in convenient, accessible locations. This method is great for voters who prefer to avoid crowds or want to ensure their ballot reaches its destination on time. What is a polling place? A polling place is a designated location where people go to vote during an election. It's usually set up in public venues like schools, libraries, community centers, or other accessible buildings. Polling places are organized by precincts, which are local voting districts, and each registered voter is assigned to a specific polling place based on where they live. At a polling place, voters can cast their ballots, either on paper or electronically, depending on the voting systems in place. There are also poll workers on site to assist voters, check registration, and ensure the voting process runs smoothly and securely. Understanding political parties. Major parties, Democratic and Republican third parties and independents, party platforms and values, historical context, current party positions. How to choose a political party. Research party platforms. Evaluate personal values. Consider key issues. Examine voting records. Assess local party activities. Common U.S. political parties. The United States has two major political parties, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. These two dominate the political landscape, but there are also several smaller parties, often referred to as third parties, like the Green Party, the Libertarian Party, and the Constitution Party. Each party has its own platform, values, and priorities, which shape their policies and approach to governance. For example, Democrats often focus on social equality and government intervention in the economy, while Republicans emphasize limited government and individual freedoms. Third parties tend to champion specific issues or alternative ideologies. Other political parties, the Libertarian Party, founded in 1971, champions minimal government interference in both personal lives and the economy. They strongly advocate for individual freedoms and a free market economy. The Green Party focuses on environmental issues, social justice, and grassroots democracy. They emphasize eco-socialism and sustainable policies. The Constitution Party promotes a strict interpretation of the U.S. Constitution, advocating for limited government and Christian values. The Working Families Party supports progressive policies like social democracy and economic justice, often aligning with labor movements. The Forward Party, a newer addition, emphasizes reform, decentralization, and pragmatic solutions to political challenges. The Communist Party USA advocates for Marxist-Leninist principles and has been active since 1919. The Socialist Party USA, which promotes democratic socialism. The Party for Socialism and Liberation, which focuses on anti-capitalist and revolutionary ideals. These parties often influence public discourse and policy, even if they don't hold significant power in elections. It's fascinating how they shape the broader political conversation. Researching candidates, official campaign websites, voting records, public statements, debate performances, independent fact-checking sources, evaluating candidates, position on key issues, experience and qualifications, leadership style, track record, campaign promises versus performance, understanding ballot measures, definition and purpose, types of measures, reading official summaries, fiscal impact statements, supporting opposing arguments, analyzing propositions, break down complex language, Identify key stakeholders, understand financial implications, consider long-term effects, review endorsements, finding reliable information, official election websites, voter guides, nonpartisan organizations, fact-checking resources, local election offices, preparing for election day, check registration status, locate polling place, bring proper identification, review sample ballot, know voting rights, alternative, voting methods, early voting procedures, mail-in ballot process, absentee voting requirements, emergency voting options, accessibility accommodations, common voting issues and solutions, name, address discrepancies, ID requirements, provisional ballots, language assistance, disability access, additional resources, state election websites, vote.gov, League of Women, Voters Election Protection, Hotline, local election board contacts. Where can I find voting resources for California? California operates the following voter tools: California Online Voter Registration, California Voter Status Lookup, California Absentee Ballot Tracker, California Polling Place Locator.
This is what I have for now. If you would like more information or details or how to research a party or candidate, let me know in the comments below. Or any other topic subject. Thank you. You matter.